Hello and welcome to Big Brother Spin on the Side. It's a Monday. This is the spin-off show that is slicker than Winston's old up torso. No flab here, just solid muscle. Loads to get through tonight, so I was expecting a little laugh there, but it never happened. Gutted. It's because I'm flabby. Let's meet tonight's panel. First up is someone known to millions for their gardening skills and gentle tea time banter. Oh, I'm so sorry, it's my bad. It's not Alan. Please welcome my favourite singer, it's Titch! Next up, you can forget about Ash's maggot line and Helen Slugsworth jibe, as we've got the king of comebacks in the house. It's Rapscallion and former housemate Scott Mason! Liking the do. And as the resident soap expert on this morning, our final guest is used to a bit of on-screen dramas. But how's she going to handle the real-life scraps and all that bitching that's going on in the house? Let's find out. It's my good friend Sharon Marshall! Love her. Well, listen, we've got a lot to talk about tonight, and apparently Helen's already feeling the strains of girl power, saying that the other girls ain't keeping it in the loop. So, Sharon, is she overreacting, or has she got a point?
Well, I think Helen's a bit like Cat Slater, isn't she? She's an alley cat and she hits out. She was overreacting because poor Kimberly was doing her best to try and bring her into the fold, but as we saw right at the end there, yeah, she is being kicked out. And she's only got herself to blame because she hasn't done girl power, she's been with the boys, and she doesn't do anything really to help the other girls unless she knows it helps her. So is it any surprise when they plot against her?
Well, listen, Matthew thinks that the girls are becoming closer because they're scared of Helen. Scott, what do you think?
The whole thing with the dynamic of the girls has changed because Helen's suddenly now, without the support of the boys, so now without that, she's just like, And now Charlie, suddenly, now she's in the girls' group, like, she's supporting Helen. Suddenly, it's bizarre. But now, because...
It's bizarre!
It's bizarre, darling! Well,
you're a rapscallion.
Well, obviously, but darling, because now Charlie's got this opportunity to be friends with all the girls, like, Helen, the ringleader's given her this opportunity, like, well, she's getting in with all the girls and she's losing all of her friends that she had in the first place. It's wrong, really.
What do you lot think? What do you lot think, Pilly? Go on, babes.
Babes, I think...
Babes! It's going to be one of them nights, like a minute!
I think everybody's playing safe with Helen because they know she's going to be there till the end. So that's, like, guaranteed. If you're friends with her, you're safe. So...
His arms have gone up!
No.
Charlie was friends with other people, and now she's bullied by Helen, absolutely bullied by Helen, and now Helen's given her, like, an opportunity to be friends. She's like, oh, I better be friends with Helen because I'm not friends with Helen, then I'll be bullied again. So she has totally turned around, she's up Helen's arse, and she's actually losing respect because she was like one of the favourites and now she's going down.
Oh, well, listen, to be fair, Helen has been trying to get the girls together to talk through the decision. We've seen that. Titch, do you think she's being tactical or do you think she's just doing it just to get closer to the girls? Because she's a bit of a boys' girl, do you know what I mean?
She's 100% tactical because she wants to get her own way. So she wants to eventually make her decision on who goes, who stays. She wants her friends to stay. And I
think she managed to convince them?
It's Helen.
It's Helen!
It's Helen!
It's Helen! Well,
Helen will do whatever she wants.
She's got really strong alliances with the boys, obviously Ash and Stephen she's very, very close with. Sharon, do you think she's ever going to be one of the girls?
Do we think she's got any vulnerability about her at all? Because if she sits down and says to the girls, this is why I am the way that I am...
We were talking about this on Saturday on the psych, and the psych seemed to think that she is extremely vulnerable and this is all a front.
I think if there's tears, it might happen.
She's the most vulnerable out of anybody there. She's got so many issues, and you can't judge her for what she's doing. She is so vulnerable that she's attacking everybody, and everything she does is her reflection on the problems for herself.
Get him on the side! Get him on the side!
Can I just say...
go on, Scott.
No, I mean, I initially felt I hated Helen. She was so evil to everyone. But I actually feel sorry for her as it goes on because I think there's so many issues that she's got and she's projecting on everyone else that I feel sorry for her because...
She's in it till the end, though. She has got that fast pass to the final.
Well,
do we think that we're going to see her calm down at all? Anyone?
That's a downfall.
Does anyone else want to talk? Because he's going to end up presenting it.
I don't think she will calm down. I think she's trying to be a matriarch she's not vulnerable. She's just trying to be a
But she
matriarch,
can just
and
do what
that's
she
it.
wants anyway because she's got to pass to the final.
Yeah, but it's Big Brother. Who knows how long that's gonna last?
Take it away from her. Take
Do you
away.
know what? Give him the mic. All right. What's your name?
AK.
AK, right, AK needs a credit at the end of the show. Presented by Ryan and AK. Moving on to Mark and Matthew, who seem to be getting quite chummy with each other, and I don't mean like that. Scott, are we looking at this series sort of BFFs?
Yeah, they are. I mean, I personally thought Matthew was gay from the start, obviously, because he seems to be like me.
He's not. He's got a girlfriend, though. He's got a
I've had a few
girlfriend.
tweets and they're like, he's just you another body, a little skinnier body. And I thought, yeah,
He has got a
I
girlfriend,
do agree
though.
with that.
But
Like,
do we think that this series is the sort of
Well, Helen-
BFFs of the whole entire series? These
Helen
two?
was right in a way because she said maybe Mark thinks more highly of him than he thinks of him, but I'm not sure really. I think obviously we'd automatically assume that Matthew's cleverer than Mark and everything, and he after the show like he would never be friends with him. But to be honest, they're getting a really good friendship, and we just have to see how it goes. To be honest, with
Titch, do you think their friendship is genuine? Do you think they will be friends after the show?
Yeah, I think so. I think Mark is just a really, really sweet guy. I love him. And then Matthew...
I love him.
I love Mark too.
But I also think Matthew, I think he's been quite sheltered, I think, in the people he's met in his life. And actually, I think it's opened his eyes to... Because he was quite snobby, a bit kind of...
At first he
Yeah,
was.
blinked in his
Martin, I can hear
views.
you saying no. Why are you saying no?
Mark's a butterfly. He's gone round to everybody and become friends with them. He's placing himself all the way around to protect himself. Matthew has come out of his shell and he's actually a very nice person, and I'd like to see him through to the final.
Well, do you know what? He's changed a lot of people's opinions since launch night. Let's be fair. I thought he was going to be first out. But Christopher said he's worried about the new friendship forming between Jarlath and Kim, saying he doesn't want to see Jarlath get hurt. So, Titch, can Jarlath trust Kimberly?
No.
Oh.
Kimberly... I sound really horrible, but Kimberly... She just said, oh my God... She is the
Is that your
softiest-
Kimberly impression?
Yeah, I just don't know. I
thought Francine was on for a minute. Didn't you,
She like wobbles her head a bit.
You don't think she can trust her?
No, because behind these eyes... What is she thinking? I have no idea. Actually, I think she knows exactly what she's doing in every aspect.
Christopher pointed out that Jarlath shouldn't forget her original friends in the house.
She shouldn't.
Sharon, do you think he's a bit jealous?
Well, I think it's a little bit hypocritical because if you looked at that thing when Ash called her a maggot, Christopher didn't stick up for her. He just sat there. No, it was Mark who actually came on and said, you know, out of order. So did anyone really... She got really... You know, she had horrible things
She had a
said
lot
about
going on
her.
in the first couple of weeks.
Yeah, I like Jarlath,
I
and
love
I think you know,
like Jarlath.
I do, and I've got thighs like hers, and I'd hate to be in a house with a Playboy model. It would be a nightmare. But I don't blame her for going with Helen and thinking, let's have a bit of a quiet life. If this one stopped being so horrible to me and be friends, then let's have a peaceful house.
Well, one thing we do know is that nothing is ever certain with Big Brother, and here's what happened when the girls, minus Helen, were chatting about nominations this morning.
If you do win the battle with Helen, how will that make you feel?
Fantastic. Really will. I am slowly but surely winning, and she has no idea there's even anything going on. But then last night, like, I was talking about people outside. I talk like this all the time, and she's like, you don't have to do an impression of me, Ashley. And I was like, all right, sorry, Para. Like, what was that about? I was going, she was like, you're rolling your eyes and stuff, and I was all like, Helen, I wasn't actually even looking at you when you were talking. Do you know if you're rolling your eyes or not? She's so pathetic. She's super, super paranoid. Then she's all to Jarlath and Kim, why am I not in the loop because they took a bath together and went to the pod? Well, why has she not included me and Danielle in the loop? She's going on as if she's the only one being left out. Maybe if she wasn't so unapproachable, she wouldn't be the only one left out. If that was the case.
She's bitching. Sharon, what do you make of that?
Well, she is the mouse that roared, isn't she? She's sat there saying not a lot when she first went in, but I'd love to see her say it to Helen's face. Someone needs to take Helen on.
She's gonna?
Yes, please do it. Come on, have a glass of red wine and just let it all out, girl.
Do you know, we're going to be talking to her mum a bit later on, and I want to see what her mum thinks about all of this. Because, Mummy? She's going to speak to her mummy, Mary. Listen, strong bit of chat. Give them a round of applause. I like that chat. Join us after break for plenty more House exclusive. Plus, we'll be finding out what happened when Louisa spent the day with Toya, and I'm guessing there was bitching. Don't go anywhere. See you after this. Welcome back to Big Brother's Bit on the Side, the show that loves a Bloody Mary, and apologies for the blasphemy in advance. In the meantime, here's a little exclusive.
I have a problem with killing anything.
But if Matthew just went over now and just trod on it, would you go absolutely nuts? Like, proper, like,
I wouldn't try to
mad?
that's it.
No, I wouldn't go mad because it'd be Matthew. I'd be really fucking upset.
If it was me, you'd be upset.
If it was you, I'd try and kick your ass.
But if it was Matthew, you wouldn't.
But if it was Matthew, I'd take it more personal.
Okay.
Because I've told him that I don't like things being killed. And I hold him in such high regard that if he did that, I'd be absolutely fucking livid and I wouldn't be able to look at him in the eye.
I just hate them. There's the insects.
Just because they're insects doesn't mean you've got the right to kill them. It just make them less than you. They've got their own life. That moth could have its own friends and family, its own fucking moth career. We don't know these things.
Moth career.
It could have. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't mean that we're allowed to kill them.
I remember when I used to kill loads of ants when I was a kid.
I won't even kill them.
Like, it's going to be on that ant news.
Ants work together. Ants are very clever. They build big fucking ant things. We can't even work together to come to fucking one agreement.
Don't worry. No moths have been harmed. It's time now to talk about girl power. Now, we may have already lost 3 female housemates this series, but if the last few days are anything to go by, there is still plenty of sass left in that house. And here, to help us understand more about the remaining girls, please welcome the definition of girl power herself, Dr. Pabs Bab! 26 days in, how are the girls getting on?
Oh, it's emotional carnage. And part of this is due to the generators versus the reactors. Now, generator is someone who quite naturally, through their personality, generates the action in the house. And that can be quite positive.
A bit like a shit stirrer.
Well, they can do that too, but they just, through force of personality, like in a positive way, say Denise Welsh, back in her series, was a real generator, generating loads of fun.
Fun and excitement into the house.
In this series, though, we've got Helen generating through the force of her threat and causing fear and belligerence, versus the reactors, like Danielle and Ashley. Reactors tend to observe and then react when they feel they can't take it anymore or they need to make a point. And there's always natural conflict between generators and your reactors.
Have we seen any of them show any of their true colours over the last couple of weeks?
Hold on to your seat. And I'm going to explain this very clearly so I don't get a barrage on Twitter that this doesn't make sense.
Go on, I'm ready.
But not in her, sort of, she doesn't have the explosive behavior and the argumentative style of these two, but she has the motivation. Kimberly, she has a streak of the Spidey about her.
Spidey?
Yes! And that's just what Titch was just alluding to behind those eyes. She is like, you know, we were talking about her last week and all the conflict within her because she's over-controlled. Well, part of that conflict turns out because she has a boyfriend of 3 years on the outside. You know, as Emma found out on her program. And so, you know, there she is. She's ruthless enough to play Stephen, to generate interest in her, and then even when it came to discussing the who they're going to, you know, put up for eviction, she was saying, well, maybe Marlon. And Marlon was the one who just caused her all that, you know, she was so upset when he was commenting on her during, you know, when she was exercising in her gear.
Yeah.
And he didn't react well when she told him off. So she does things to try and get attention, but in subtle ways. She's got a streak of the ruthless like Spidey.
Who do you think is... stop saying Spidey, it's bringing back really bad memories.
Don't worry, you can see me on the couch afterwards. I'll calm you down.
Who do you think, out of the girls, is struggling the most in there? Because I think the obvious choice is Ashley, isn't it? But...
Both Ashley, you think, and Danielle with their tears of the last couple evenings. But it is Helen. And Helen is showing this sort of self-loathing that she has. She projects it outwards to other people.
This is what we said on Saturday. Go on.
Yeah, and the thing is, look how upset she was that Jale and Kimberly have a bath together or go to that pod together. And that really shatters her sense of ego and reveals that insecurity and that she doesn't feel lovable.
And she don't feel part of it.
Yeah, because my gang hasn't included me. And I think she's struggling most in that sense.
Well, she's obviously in the weakest, but who do you think's in the strongest position out of the girls?
Well, there's a couple. Jale is very strong in that she's still maintaining that composure. She's still kind of rationally thinking things through.
Which is quite interesting because she's actually, technically, gameplay, the weakest housemate being up for Killing On. I know she's off this week. but she's actually the weakest housemate. But you're saying she's one of the strongest girls in there.
Her mental mindset, absolutely, is a lot of strength there. But then you take the other ones who are strong are Ashley and Danielle together. Together, they are the perfect team. They both have, in their own eyes, high social value. They look at each other and think, and social value is all about your standing in the house. And they form this kind of sense where we're in it together, we're the ladies. I don't want to say that like David Williams, but I can't
The
quite say
lady!
that. Yes, you did it better. You know, so they say we're the classy ones. Oh, we wouldn't use our sexual attributes. They're playing that card. Then look what happened when Winston reads that poem to Danielle. Oh my God, she went into flirt mode. She was giggling.
Do you think she's jealous?
Oh, well, I think that she was showing there how she loved it when her sexual attributes being complimented, but she's got sexual jealousy towards when Helen and Kimberly do all their exercising out in the, you know, the garden in their tiny little
Pam
gear.
just makes so much sense of absolute life. I'm just saying it. She really does. This is Pam, for the first time in this series, the girls have been forced to work together. How do you think they've handled it so far since Friday night?
Okay, well, the thing is, when you have a group, you need a hierarchy. Hierarchy gives security in times of insecurity. We have no hierarchy with them because, as I said, Helen is a generator. She's trying to force her personality and impose her will on the five of them. But then she's got resistance, of course, from Danielle, Ashley, and even now in tonight's viewing, of course, we've seen how Kimberly is coming under fire from Helen, and May will just end up not backing her up. So we have no structure there, and that means anything can happen. We'll probably see a lot of fireworks.
Well, I know you've chosen the clip for us to have a look at. Let's take a quick look.
Girls, remember, all of you are in power, and you all have an equal say.
Yep. Yes.
Yeah.
Glad you established that.
Yeah, me too.
Are you ready for the power?
Yep. Yes.
Bring it on.
Oh, you can see it. Oh, you can see it. Why have you chose that clip? I can
Of
see
course,
it already.
it's claim-staking behaviour. When there's something up for grabs, and here it's up for grabs the power of who's going to choose who goes up for eviction. You see, of course, there was Helen's reaction, glad you cleared that up, big brother, and then Ashley's comeback, yeah, me too.
And the
it's a
little
standoff.
sort of eye movement, like...
Exactly, and that's claim staking. They're both taking claim. They're saying, you know, you've put the gauntlet down, and Ashley's coming back, and I'm ready for the challenge.
Well, listen, the girls have divided into two groups during the task we've seen. Danielle and Ashley on one side, and Jarlae, Kimberly and Helen on the other. So, Pam, would these have formed naturally, or do you think this is all just a result of the task?
Well, already Kimberly was moving over, say, to Helen and Jarlae because of the fact that she's been basically ostracized by Danielle and Ashley, sort of giving her a hard time over the fact that she started exercising with Helen, you know, a couple of weeks ago. They were commenting on that. And so, quite naturally, although Kimberly thought she could maybe straddle both groups, that she's found that she can't. What's really interesting, though, is Jarlae. I like Jarlae so much, and she's got all these great qualities. She's got a lot of history, but she's shown she's learned from it. People are really surprised, I think, seeing her align herself with Helen. But think about this, Rylan. Unconsciously, she's never been accepted by the cool kids.
Do you know what she said that? She said that on the outside, though. You know, she self-admittedly said, even on the outside, I've never been accepted. I've been kicked out of every house I've lived with. I don't really have a lot of mates. Blah 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 blah.
Well,
this is reflected on the inside.
Well, as soon as Helen flatters her by trying to make that overture and kind of make amends with her, then she's kind of got sucked into it. So that's kind of her vulnerable spot, even if consciously she's not aware of it. That it was kind of that flattery that, oh wow, they're kind of cool kids. The kids that I don't think are cool, you know, but you know, in that house, they're kind of the cool kids.
Well, listen, let's move on to Helen's friendship with Jarlae and Kimberly. What's happening now? Like, you know, it's a bit out of the blue. It's not always been like this. Why has it suddenly happened?
Well, again, because Kimberly, you see, as I was saying to you last week, she's very over-controlled. And she kind of, because of that, she cuts off from emotions. She equates emotions with chaos. She doesn't like that. But that means that when she cuts off from her own emotions, she also cuts off from reading other people's emotions. She never really read how deep the rivalry was, say, between Danielle and Ashley and Helen. So she's quite naturally been kind of forced into that group because of that rivalry.
Talking about Ashley quickly, we've seen quite a big transformation with her over the last few days. What can you tell from her behaviour so far, because we are seeing a completely different... Just that clip that you've just shown then,
Yeah.
we wouldn't have seen that from Ashley a sort of week and a half ago. What's happened?
Well, the thing is, as soon as she entered the Big Brother house, everybody thought, oh, she's the sweet one, she's the young one,
and Mel.
she'll be quite malleable, whatever. No. As I said last week about Winston, we must never forget that anyone who gets a treasured place in that house has fought through thousands of competitors,
so
who
right.
has the drive to do it. And even if she's 18, she's got that steely side, and now we're seeing that true reactor side to her come out. She's observed, and now she's reacting and she's doing it. She's going to take them out, as she
Maybe it's a
said.
good game to play, because she has just observed, she's took it all in, and now she's ready and probably already planned and banked everything in her head that she knows that she can use as a comeback.
Exactly. She's a smart girl, and I think people didn't give her that credit.
One thing she has done, she's got very, very close to Danielle.
Yeah.
Is it genuine?
I think it's very genuine. I do think they really do share those values. They really do see themselves as a sort of set apart from the other girls, and that they wouldn't use their sexuality the way that the other girls have. So funny, though, of course, when we had, you know, the striptease, you know, with the guys tonight, Danielle was just cracking up again. She
Loving
just
life.
loved
She
it.
loves
She
it.
loves it. You know,
She loves it.
Get a man's, you know, thing in her face, and she was quite happy. So, you know, they've set themselves apart, but actually, you know, and that makes them feel strong together. But actually, Danielle shows that other side.
Well, listen, finally, as you're all aware, they've got a massive decision to make. Do you think this is going to have a lasting effect on the girls' relationships?
Oh my gosh, Big Brother has brewed the perfect storm, because we are going to see retribution, we are going to see backstabbing, manipulation, we're going to see everything that everybody loves to see in this program, and hopefully some good things will come out of it. Maybe some real friendships will be formed. And for once, maybe Helen will find out that she needs to start changing.
I want
before
2 parts with
everybody hates
Pam
her.
next week. Get out for Dr. Pam! Now listen, yesterday our little Miss Sunshine Louisa spent the day with Hurricane Toy, and Pam, we all know what happens when stormy rain meets
Yes.
sunshine, don't we?
Rainbow?
A rainbow! We'll see you after this.
So this week the girls have the power. What are they going to do with it? I'm here with beauty blogger Toya to have a good old bitch. Sorry, did I say bitch? I meant makeover. And chat about the girls. Hi Toya.
Hello Louisa.
How are you?
I'm okay, how are you?
Good. So, the girls have got the power.
Yes.
Who do you think's going to enjoy it the most?
Ashley. She's been begging for it for ages.
Let's talk about Helen. She
Okay.
hasn't had the power yet, and she's got that pass to the final, which maybe is affecting the way she behaves or not. Is Helen the alpha female in there?
No, she's really not.
She's not.
I was. I know this sounds a bit horrible, but we are doing makeup and we are bitching. Helen is not just a bitch. I think Helen is...
More than a bitch.
She's an aggressive bitch.
Who is Kimberly?
I was hoping that you could tell me, because living with her, I don't actually know who she is. All I know about her is she likes using showers when other men are in there. I think sometimes she forgets that there's actually cameras there. I can see her.
So Jarlath comes across as a little bit of a victim.
It's easy to give her the victim, and she plays that position very well. I
Yeah.
give it to her. The biggest problem I have with Jarlath, stand for something or fall for everything, and she's just fallen for everything.
So Jarlath,
Yeah.
mega super bitch.
She's not a mega super bitch. She is just blah.
Jarlath's a blah. Danielle.
Yeah.
I'm not massively keen on Danielle.
Why?
Because I think she's a hypocrite.
Right.
What are you thinking?
You know, I'm not judging her. My only issue is that, you know, she did call Helen a few names. Seeing what I've seen now, I just kind of think that she is very, very naive. But at the same time, I don't think she understands the gravity of being on a show like Big Brother. You are exposing yourself, warts and all, and I think she's just kind of hoping that no one's going to find out.
So Danielle, mega super ultra bitch.
Mega super ultra bitch.
What are we going to see from Ashley?
You're going to see someone who not only doesn't take any nonsense, but is quite prepared to put people in their place. People underestimate her. That's her greatest
Do you think that like Ashley and Helen can like, you know, have a massive bitch fight?
As in rolling on the floor, scrapping.
I think it's on the cards.
On the cards, darling, it's written in the stars.
Mark will be reading that in his tea leaves.
His tea leaves are always wrong, honey. You need to just read my leaves.
Ashley, I think she might just be like the biggest, megarest, ginormousest, uberest bitch.
The ultimately gigantic-ist, superest, Ashleyest
bitch.
B-I-T-C-H. Yes.
So, Toya, we've laid to rest our differences. Two bitches together are better than two bitches apart.
I agree.
I look amazing. You look fantastic. Let's throw some shapes in front of the camera.
Let's go, honey.
Welcome back to Big Brother's Bit on the Side, the only spin-off show on UK television guaranteed to get you bulging out your kicks. That's right, No, enough talk about erections, it's an exclusive. There's nothing there.
So basically, I was talking to Chalet last night. The three guys that came up in conversation between you three was Stephen, Marlon and Ash. The three guys he said was Chris, Christopher, Matthew. So our first save, if we have to save one person, we've all agreed on Stephen. So if we're to save a second person, then maybe we should go for one of the guys that we agreed on.
That makes sense.
Do you know what I mean? And then the third guy then
What do
would
you think?
be Marlon.
Third guy.
And then the fourth guy would be then someone that one of the three guys we said again.
Yeah. So
And
the first
fifth
guy would be
Stephen.
Yeah,
Steve. So we
Stephen,
agreed
that
on
would
that.
be-
We're thinking Chris.
Yeah.
And the third guy, Marlon.
That Chris, yeah.
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 And then the fourth guy,
Matthew.
probably Matthew or Christopher.
But then this is
but
the thing, we need to have a
probably-
discussion with Helen because she's not going to agree to this. There's no way she's going to agree
Well,
to
like,
this.
if that's, like, I know we will have to talk to Helen about this, obviously, but, like, if that's 4 people who agree with that and think that's a fair structure, because that's the fairest thing we can do.
Yeah.
It's time now to turn the spotlight onto the youngest member of the house, the angelic Ice Queen brat, Ashley. Not my words, that's what Matthew and Mark said. Let's take a quick look at her audition footage before she entered the house.
I love to talk. I just usually think I'm right.
My name's Ashley Coyle and I'm 18 years of age. I'm from Derry in Northern Ireland and I'm a model. I'm quite bubbly and fun. I'm very argumentative, I have a really quick temper. I'm very opinionative. I don't like people who disagree with me. I think I'm really friendly. I'm trying to think of any, like, all the nasty things that people say about me. Like, I get it all the time. I'm a bitch and oh yeah, I like to hear myself. I get that a lot too. I like to hear myself too often. I love to talk. See, like 2 weeks ago, right? I was like, my dentist referred me to an orthodontist, and the orthodontist was like, yeah, we'll put braces in. I was going, but I don't want to put braces in because, like, my teeth were always this straight, and well, apart from my bottom ones, they were like a wee bit like one tooth or something. But then I was going, but why do you need braces? And he was going, oh, just to like line it up. I'm like really fun and friendly, but at the same time, if you're not a nice person or you do, like, if you go on stupid or something, then I'm not going to like you, and there will be like a lot of arguments. But otherwise, I just feel like I could bring loads of entertainment to the show and bring in all the viewers what you're looking for.
That's the most I've heard her speak. What's going on? Michelle, is she delivering as a housemate for you?
Have we got the right tone?
Allegedly, that is actually.
Maybe she ran out of words in the audition and just, I don't know. Maybe she's been saving it all. Maybe she was just being a model and keeping quiet and looking pretty. I don't know. Why can't she be like that? Go on, be annoying
Scott,
and say it to people.
Are you surprised by
No.
footage?
Look, we've got the totally wrong impression of her as an audience and in the public. Everyone in that house knows what she's like, and Helen said that. She was like, oh, well, Ashley thinks she's going to run the show. None of us would have thought she was going to run the show, but Helen automatically assumed that. Of course she is. She's as hard as flint. Look at her. When everyone... Who's Helen scared of challenging? She's scared of challenging her. She's crazy. I mean, Ashley...
I think she's really clever.
I mean, Ashley is really clever. She said, I've got 10 times the brains of everyone in here, and she is. She's going to be manipulative. She
Do you
said,
think she's playing it, Scott?
of course she is. She said she wants Ash out, And I'm not surprised, because he's a bit of a dick, to be honest with you. And she, you saw that. She was like, oh, yes, well, we're going to do this and do that and do that. And she's just wheedling it round, and sooner or later, she's going to get her way.
Titch, do you think because she's the youngest housemate, people are underestimating her because of her age?
1,000,000%. But also, because she's being very kind of low-key in what seems to be the public of the house.
Yeah.
I don't think only kind of Danielle really knows, I think, the extent of how much she can...
Go for it.
Yeah, go for it. But I think if she is playing a game, she's going slowly, and then right at the end, last week, she was peak, and we'll see how.
Keep her in.
We've all underestimated her, for God's sake. She's not stupid.
Helen has criticised her, though, for having childish strops rather than speaking her mind. So, Sharon, do you want to see her speak her mind more? Because from my point of view, we're seeing her in the pod, and she sat up in the garden, and her and Danielle were talking. We're just waiting for her to come down in the garden and say it to their faces now, aren't we?
Yeah, it's really working for Helen, the strops, though, isn't it? And saying it to people's face. So really follow that advice. I think what she's doing is she's just making sure that she's got everyone on her side and she's getting their opinions so that when she blows, she knows everyone's going to back her up, because otherwise she's too scared to come out and say it. But she knows I can come out and say this and everyone's going to go, yeah, actually, I agree.
Well, one thing we've heard her say is that she's frustrated by the others. Scott, do you think she's got the potential to really snap in the house?
Oh, God, yeah. She's not scared at all by Helen. Everyone's in fear of Helen, which I hate, by the way. It's ridiculous. No one can have any fun because they're all damn scared of doing anything wrong. It's awful.
But one yesterday's show, we saw her talk about...
Ashley's not scared. Ashley's not scared at all. She's making some slight remarks.
in that Pam Spur chat.
Only until Helen comes to her and starts saying something into her face, Ashley will go mad and Helen will be back in her place, trust me.
Well, like I was just saying, on yesterday's show, we saw her talk about her tactics for this week's nominations in the diary room. Titch, I know it's probably a bit of a silly question because we've answered it really, but do you think that she's a bigger game player than we all thought at first?
Yes, she is. And I think she's definitely a potential winner.
You think?
Yeah, I do. Controversial.
Do you know what? Hold up.
Wait, Ashley.
Ashley, yeah.
Yeah.
You're the first person to come on here and
She
say
will win
that.
it.
Do you think
she will?
Ashley's not going to win.
Who wants to bet?
Right, do you know what? Chill out.
I love Ashley.
One thing she has done, though... Well, that's your opinion, babes. If you think she's going to win, go and put a bet on. She has remained close to Danielle throughout. We just said with Dr. Pam Spur. Sharon, Pam's just answered and said that she thinks it's a relationship built to last. Do you think their friendship is genuine?
No, I think she'll come out. You go to the pub or order a Bloody Mary, she goes mental at you. You can say that's blasphemy. I'm not friendship, is it? Can you imagine if you'd ordered a long, slow, comfortable screw against the wall instead? What she would have said.
That's Sharon's favourite tip. I'll do it. Listen, on tonight's show, she didn't seem too happy about the Danielle confiding to Kimberly thing and interrupting their conversation midway. Scott, do you think that she's worried about losing Danielle? Because she's a close ally of her.
I think, no, I don't think she is scared. She's so clever. She's shown something so clever. She won't. She'll find her way. And to be honest with you, she's finding solace in Danielle at the moment. In the future, when she's got her own way, she won't need that.
And her own voice.
No, she's very intelligent, and the danger is that she'll become as outspoken as Helen, and because Helen's obviously through to the final, Ashley will be out if she's going to be like her for the rest of it.
Well, someone who does know Ashley very well is her mummy, Mary, who's on the line right now. Hi, Mary.
Hello.
How are you, Mary? Are you all right? Are you OK?
Yeah, I'm fine, thank you.
Thanks for calling in, Mary. Mary, why did Ashley choose to do Big Brother?
Well, I think she's seen it as a challenge, and there's no better challenge than Big Brother. She thought she would learn about herself and the experience of dealing with different characters in there.
She's obviously grown up with the show. She's grown up with the show, Mary. Was she quite a big fan of it beforehand?
Yeah, she has been. No, she never thought that she'd ever be a housemate. But the challenge was there, so she took it up.
Well, listen, one thing she has done, she spent a lot of time being, well, sort of threatening to snap in the house, and she hasn't done it yet. Why is she not acting on it?
Well, I'm not sure what's going through her head. She's like a ticking time bomb in there.
Can she lose her rag?
Oh, she definitely can. She can.
Mummy knows
I've been on the
that. Give me
tail
an
end of it.
example. What's going to make her lose her rag in there? Because let me know and we'll chuck it in.
Helen, obviously.
Well, I think it's when it's confronted to her herself. I mean, Helen hasn't come up to Ashley herself and confronted her.
Well, that's one thing we've seen. You know, we've seen her talking in the pod to Danielle quite a lot. Would you like to see her sort of start interacting with the others more? And then is that when we're going to see the real Ashley come out?
Well, I would like her to come down, yeah, definitely, to get some sun at least. I mean, it's out of character for sitting up there and shutting herself away from everyone, but she knows people, she's been talked about, and otherwise she would get more involved. I mean, she's not willing to brown nose anyone. That's how I know she's been true to herself.
Mary, just quickly, what do you think her problem with the boys is? Because she's not liking to hang around with them too much, is she?
They're not really her type of boys, to be honest. I mean, there's the likes of Matthew and Chris. They are more her type, to be honest. They're smart and, you know, they're clever, and I think she feels more down to earth with them. That crowd. I'm surprised actually she's not more friendly with Mark yet, and I hope so soon enough. Like.
Well, listen, Mary, we're going to wish your daughter the best of luck, but thank you for calling in. Give it up for Mary, guys. One thing Ashley has done, though, she's made it clear that she wants Ash out of the house. So, Sharon, how do you think she's going to react if the other girls vote to save him this week?
I think we might see the turning point that her mum
You reckon
just
that'll
talked
be it?
about. I love her mum's worried about she's not getting her vitamin D and sunshine. I love that.
She needs a bit of sunlight.
Get in the sun, love.
What do you guys think? Do you think she was going to flip if she don't get Ash out?
I think she's toothless. She's been indoctrinated by Toya, and now Toya's out, she's panicking a bit. So
You reckon?
You know, she's grabbing hold of Danielle.
Do you think she's going to really... This could see her snap?
I think
if
it could.
Ash
I think she
don't get
could
put
walk,
up?
maybe. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Oh, we don't like a walk. Does anyone else think she's a winner?
No.
You think she's a winner?
No, I don't think she's a winner. I
on,
think
AK.
Toya's given her a big pep talk, and Toya's given her the next kind of the baton to take over the house, and she's going to take it on upon herself,
And she's just
that
waiting
will
for
be
the
her
moment.
downfall.
Yeah, that's true.
That will be her
That's
downfall.
true. I mean, look, Toya gave her mantle to Ashley. She looked after her, and then when she left,
on the way out,
she gave the mantle
Toya
to
turned
her.
around and went, remember what I told you?
Yeah, but she doesn't need it. She's got a strong enough character to get through the auditions and to get through the show. She's never going to win it.
She's a winner.
She's not going to win it. You're crazy if you think she's going to win it.
Well. Good bit of chat. Give yourselves a round of applause. Still to come, find out what Marlon's done to annoy Jarlath. We'll see you after this. Well, welcome back to Big Brother's Bit on the Side, the show with all the tensions and drama of the main show. Except the only difference on this show is that we actually make big decisions on like a daily basis.
How many sugars did you want in your tea, Rylan?
Oh God. Do you know what? I'm not going to have no sugar.
Oh, for God's sake, dramas.
Wendy's acting debut is the news. We've got Wendy acting, it's brilliant. I'm at 11:43 this morning. Surprise, surprise, the housemates were indulging in their favourite pastime, arguing. And this time it was Jarlath who wasn't happy with Marlon.
I just feel as if I can't do nothing right in here. That's what I feel is everywhere I go, I'm just put in a situation.
But why do you need to get involved in everything?
I don't want to get involved.
Just say that then. This is my point. You say now you don't want to get involved. At the time, you're more than willing to put forward voices of which you had no...
Until I was asked. I was silent the whole time.
Right, so what would have happened then if I turned around to you and go, Marlon, what about me? What did you think about me? And what did
I would have gave my opinion on you as well. I would have said, well, it would have been wrong if they went
Can
through
you
a thing.
not? Can you just not? Because this is the problem here. It's getting into a circle of ridiculousness because at the moment, people are still fucking talking about it.
I don't know.
That situation was awkward last night because you've got people that are in their mind, justified about what they're doing. And then, rather than going, shit, so I didn't realise that, they're thinking, well, actually, it's justified now because they found it in a box because Marlon said so or X person said so. There wasn't, you know. And this is the problem I have with it, is allowing people to think that this is OK when I wish people would just understand that this is not OK. Please don't get involved in my arguments. And actually, if that happens again, don't even get involved in an argument that I'm involved in because, quite frankly, I don't need you to.
Listen, I don't mean to be funny, but with the girls making a big decision today, that boy really choosing his moments, isn't he? At 11:51 this morning, Helen realises that her plans of keeping Ash safe from eviction are slipping.
I think she's a bit pissed off that, like I said, what I said in front of everyone else. I was saying, so you might have changed your opinion on Ash because he's asked you for a toffee. And she didn't like it. She was like, no, there's other stuff as well. I went, like, what? And she went, well, the fags and stuff. I went, so you think he only comes to you when he wants something? She went, well, that's how it felt. And then when he asked for a toffee, I thought it was inappropriate because he'd ignored me outside. And I was just like, I can't deal with this conversation. I feel like I'm sort of... I said, when I asked her,
It affected her that much, you know what we're talking about.
I went, do you think I should ignore you? Do you think he's the type of person to ignore you? She went, well, no. I went, so what's the conversation about? I felt like I was resolving an argument between my fucking kid and his mate.
I'm guessing that's the end of the Jale and Helen friendship then. And at 1:32 this afternoon, as a final part to the task, housemates were given one last chance to prove to the girls why they should be safe.
I think that if I was to stay and given the opportunity to stay, I think I would grow even more.
I think if I were to go, I'd look back and I'd be so pissed off that I was missing out on all the stuff you're getting up to.
I think I'm one of the only people in the house who's a genuine friend to everybody. From being here, you can't judge a book from its cover. I mean, there's a lot of things and a lot of stuff that I've done, and I said that this week, especially doing certain tasks and being showing back to myself, I kind of felt as if it was a bit out of line. That's it, really.
I think I'm here for the right reasons, not to say anyone else isn't. I just want the experience, really, and to have the journey.
I'm not a particularly happy person anyway, and there were a couple of times last year where I pretty much didn't really care if I woke up.
I just feel like, oh gosh, it's hard, this.
I have a dream that a man can stand up in front of 5 gorgeous girls and get saved. I have a dream that a man could just be a man. You know what I mean?
No. I didn't like that task. I loved it because they gave 1,000,000%. They reminded me of a young Take That, and we're going to see you at boot camp. Yes, we are. I'm sorry, that's the other show I was on. That's today's news. Let's find out what's going down in the magical world of digital. James, what's you got for us? It's your first time in digital. What's going down? Talk to me.
Well, if you're lucky enough, obviously, to have the Big Brother app at home, you might have seen, you may have even taken part in the little poll we've been running, and the question that we've been asking everyone at home is, which boys should the girls save?
Noms bombs.
Noms bombs.
Just for fun.
Just for fun.
Just
so
for
in
fun.
no particular order, if the guys at home were deciding, they would like to see the girls save Mark, Chris, Christopher and Winston. Which would obviously leave Ash, Matthew, Stephen and Marlon up for eviction.
Oh, wow. Would you agree? Do we agree? Yeah! Oh, well, you chose them! Just for fun, let's see what they choose. I believe, in my ear, I think they're actually choosing them.
They are, and this is going up online right now, so get on the app or get on the Big Brother website because you can find out who the girls are actually going to
Amazing. What else
right
we got?
now. And we've got a few tweets we've been asking.
We've got 45 seconds. Titch, go.
Okay, I think she's one to watch out for. She's a quiet mouse at the moment, but really she is the tiger.
Who's that, Ashley?
Yes,
That's
Ashley.
Ashley.
I can't wait to see her come out.
Scott?
Bay says she's confused. She doesn't know what to do about her emotions. She hates Helen, but doesn't comfort her.
Let's get Scott reading more tweets out next week. Sharon?
Well, Kanaha says Ashley is trying to fill Toya's boots nasty, bitchy and two-faced.
Nasty, bitchy and two-faced. Give it up for James's first digital. And lastly, give it up for our panel tonight. Thank you, guys. Thank you. That is all we've got time for tonight. A massive thank you to all of my guests and our fantastic audience. I'll be back on Friday for eviction night numero 4. But join Emma tomorrow at 11 p.m. where Louise is back, Kieran O'Brien and Matt Johnson's here as well. Till then, good night.